Hola chicos, ¿qué tal? Bienvenidos una vez más a mi canal. El video de hoy se va a tratar de 5 maneras de despedirse. Hey guys, how's it going? Today we're going to take a look at 5 ways to say goodbye in Spanish. So let's get started. Okay, our first phrase is hasta luego. Hasta luego. Now, the translation for this means until later, okay? And we're going to see different translations for all these phrases, but they all just mean bye, okay? Hasta luego. Now, number 2, hasta mañana. Hasta mañana. Now, remember, we don't pronounce the H in Spanish unless it's a CH, okay? Now, do you see the little squiggly line over the N? That represents a nasalized sound, okay? That's called a tilde, and it's similar to the sound in onion or canyon. Let's go to number 3. Okay. Hasta pronto. Hasta pronto. The translation for this means until soon. And do you hear the slight trill, the slight roll, the r sound in pronto? Okay. This is a common sound in Spanish. And if you're having trouble with it, just, practice trilling your R's. You might feel silly, but it'll help you improve, okay? If you're having trouble with it, it's not the end of the world. You'll get better. Now, number 4. Nos vemos. Nos vemos. So the translation for this is we see each other. And the V in vemos, it's a fricative sound, okay? So sometimes English speakers have trouble with the B and V in Spanish because they sound the same, right? So pretend that the V in this word is a B as in boy, and that'll help you get closer to sounding more like a native speaker and closer to the correct pronunciation, okay? Number 5, adios. Adios. So the translation for this is goodbye or farewell. Adios is a bit formal. It's not as common of a way to say bye as the other phrases because the other phrases are used in everyday talk. Adios has a tone of finality to it, like you're not going to see the person you're talking to ever again, okay? A more common way to use this phrase is when you run into someone and you don't have time to talk to them. Say you run into someone on the sidewalk or in your building and you want to greet them, but you don't have time to actually stand and chit-chat, okay? So you can just say adios. Now, a tip for the pronunciation of this word, the D sounds like a TH, okay? So try putting your tongue on your top tooth, kind of over your top tooth to make the TH sound, like the, and you'll get a better pronunciation, okay? Adios. Now, let's take a look at some other phrases. These phrases I see pop up in textbooks, but they don't always have the context that'll help you understand them, okay? So, hasta la próxima is another way to say bye. It's not a very common way to say bye. This is used more in the media or by like a newscaster. Okay, I wouldn't say hasta la próxima to my mom or to my grandmother. It's not an incredibly common phrase. Now, the second one, hasta la vista, this is sort of the same thing. I know hasta la vista is used in certain parts of Spain, but I've never heard it used in Mexico, and I don't have any knowledge of certain areas in Latin America where this is a commonly used phrase. It does exist. I think it's became very popular because of the Terminator movie, right? You can use it if you want. You might get a bit of a laugh out of it. It's fine, but just know that it's not a very common phrase, okay? Now, the last one is ciao, which has 2 variations in spelling. And of course, this word comes from the Italian word ciao, which means bye. It's very informal, okay? It's not used... I've never heard this word used in Mexico, but in Latin America, it's quite common, especially in Argentina. Porteños tend to use this word a lot. Okay, so let's do a review of the phrases we learned today. Hasta luego. Hasta luego. Okay. Hasta mañana. Hasta mañana. Okay. Hasta pronto. Hasta pronto. Nos vemos. Nos vemos. Adios. Adios. Okay, good job. So now you've learned 5 ways to say goodbye in Spanish. Practice them. And I hope that this video has helped you out. If you have any questions, leave your questions or comments in the comment bar below. Espero que les haya gustado, espero que les haya servido y nos vemos pronto. Hasta luego.